Alright, people, all jokes aside, we got a heavy workload today. Like, really heavy workload today. I have to, I found the panels. Literally, I had the panels here the entire time. I knew I had more panels than that. I bought two sets of these panels. I had like about 16 of them. I knew I had enough of these. We did the desk. Definitely didn't take much to do the desk. So I knew I had more of these panels in here. I'm like, what the frick do all my panels go? Alright, so bottom line is, I have to, Monday, that surface right there, my roller should be in on Monday. So Monday, I'll be able to go in and this screen finished. The invisible screen and the screen for the gaming box we're building over the projector gaming box. Right now, I'm about to put one of my panels up over there. Now I have all my panels in, which is great. I can recoat my screen, put my new technology in, and all that good stuff. Where is the telephone for this? And this guy already on camera. Oh, he's up there doing. Don't you do anything stupid. If I'm gonna put him in, I don't have time for him to carry on today. My cat likes getting the mess up when I'm on camera. At first, I thought it was just basically just me at the end of the day seeing things, but no, he actually does. He's like a little kid. Kids get in trouble the minute their parents are occupied by something. This is their time to go out and do things that they know darn well they should not be doing. They do it anyway. Alright, let me see what's going on here. It needs to be removed. This here. I realized something too. It depends on which one are they talking about. I know they're talking about the. Huh, it's an interesting map on this thing. Well, I'll take that later. Ah! You already know the deal from here, buddy boy. See? Already from the door. No doubt about it. Go back to your what you call. Go back there. Go. Already from the door. Get in trouble. Already. Those rules behind you are black. We know those rules. 100%. We know those rules. So Taco is tabby. And Taco's hair gets everywhere, literally. So I have to have air cleaners in here. I've constantly vacuumed the floors, all that stuff, because I don't want hair in my stuff. So I have to clean the floors. But when I wear black, he knows he's not supposed to rub against me because his hair transfers to me. He knows this already. And he knows if I'm on camera, I'm occupied. So I'm really not thinking I'm not paying attention, but I am watching him the entire time. No sooner he sneaks around the corner, he's heading for my pants. Put him in his carrier. I told you, he can get himself in trouble. He's already Taco has food in his dish 24/7. He never has an empty dish ever. He doesn't eat like that, so I don't have to worry about him eating because he's like 500, 900 pounds. Well, I've never seen a 90-pound cat, but you don't have to worry about it. He just eats when he's ready to eat. That's pretty much it. That's why his dish is always full with food. Let me see now. I get a how's it good at the day? What's this right here? What's this Facebook? We're not on Facebook right now. I'm picking out pages I'm not using. That was taken care of on Monday. Should have reconnected automatically. Should have automatic reconnection. That's taken care of. We have here again. That's law enforcement. finally connected. I'll use that for the middle screen. Alright, I had to adjust something there. Alright, take out some of my pages I don't need. I gotta upgrade that video to, upgrade that computer to 64 because I'm running programs on that and I don't have enough room on my RAM. Let me see, for memory it doesn't have enough room. What has to be done here? No sooner, Mr. Man, did I just tell you not to get in trouble when you get in trouble. So, we got a crazy day. I mean, I'm not really worried about heavy workloads. I can work heavy workloads all the time, you know. I'm always working on more than one project at the same time, so I'm used to that. But I'm going to be basically building the wall PC, which I am going to go do. I'm just going to do the wall PC, get it done. And on top of that, it'll save me a ton of room over there, which these need to be broken down. So, let me get this around here. I got stuff wrapped all over the place here. There's a mess going on. Alright, here we go. Oh, I don't have it. I'm gonna need to charge it. I gotta be out today too on top of that. I have done outdoor recording. I gotta do outdoor recording today, some stuff I want to show off. I definitely want to design a splatter screen also too. So let me see. If we're going to do a splatter screen, and I'm automatically going to be I'm taking one of those down. We don't need both of those up there because I got one. The other section I'm going to put one up there, and I'll leave the white one in the middle. That way I can have that one for the splatter screen. So that would be perfect. I'm spending money for more stuff today. Spend as much money as it is. Things I need for work. Alright, and I gotta send that guy that information, which I literally keep forgetting about sending him the information he needs. I got a young Christian, or a new Christian, he's not young, he's a new Christian, and he wants to know more about God. And, you know, he went through some really bad situations. Sometimes, like I tell people the other day, that's that turning point, that's that crossroad you're about to go through. And he went through some really bad stuff, you know, finances, money, you know, relationship, all that stuff, you know. And I explained to him, you know, that's God calling you. When you're going through a rough time like that, that's God reaching out to you, that's God calling you. Telling you that, hey, look, you gotta listen to me. I can help you navigate this storm. I'll be out there in the middle of that storm, and you can't figure out a way how to get your way back or get back to an area where you're going to have blue skies and a beautiful sun. You're out there in that storm. God can help you navigate all that and get back to where you need to be at. So he's putting his trust in God. And that's good. And that's when it comes down to people that are just becoming Christians. I talk about God all the time because, again, I'm a Christian myself. I love my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And some people don't like it when they come to my channel. They like to hear about Jesus. But I talk about I'm a Christian. Where do you think all my technology came from? And I ain't just make this stuff out of nowhere. Everything comes from God. But anyway, I give him glory for everything. Give him glory for everything. Oh, fine. So he's a new Christian, and those are the ones that got to be really super careful because the devil will try to come for you because you're a new Christian. At the end of the day, he did for me, and he knows that he can try to figure out some way to try to make you switch over to the other side. Give me a minute. But anyway, yeah, he's a new Christian. So I'm sending him up Family Radio. Camping's not on Family Radio anymore. Some new leadership, so which is good. And the people in there are running it the way it's supposed to be run. As in, not trying to predict when God's going to come back. never done to begin with. Very dangerous ground to play on. But anyway, at that time I wouldn't suggest for anybody, because I want them to stay away from Harold Canting. But he's gone now, and Lord's dealing with him. And now with the next stage is I'm gonna get that family radio fellowship out there, people listen to. So sorry about that. I'm gonna put the app link on my website, on my websites. So it's not the old family radio, and even family radio had a lot of good members in it. Harold Campton was the co-founder, president, and CEO. He controlled a lot of it. He was the one going out saying those things about when he knew when God was going to come back. He's no longer there. God took him. So, yeah, he lost his speech. He had a stroke. Couldn't speak anymore. He just wouldn't stop with it. And at last, the Lord took him. So, you have to do things by the book. And now the new fellowship that's in there, they're doing it by the book. The teachings are beautiful. If you're stumbled on the Bible, and this is how I learned, if you're stumbled on the Bible, you can't pronounce certain words, you can't understand certain words, it becomes complicated to you. The Bible fellowship, Bible reading fellowship, they speak it out to you. So it's like they do a scripture each time. It just gives you an understanding. The music is beautiful. It isn't that I don't like that music. I'm not into that. I'm into the old-fashioned hymns. That's like the old-fashioned hymns from back in the day. And there's another fellow that I listen to. I just started listening to his music when I was over in the garage. He sings a song called "Counting My Blessings." Beautiful music. He makes good music, and that's what I like. I don't like the whole racy. I'm not into that. It's not for me. It's not for me. For me, it's not all period. But other people in the church, that's what they like, but I like the old-fashioned hymns. That's what I grew up on, the old-fashioned hymns. Or I've met a couple. I can listen to a couple. I've listened to a couple of Christian singers on YouTube that do like their music very, very much. It's modern, but it's not too modern. That's what I like about it. So the one thing about when you're a young Christian, you got to be careful. You got to be extremely careful, because this is where Satan knows that you have armor, but your armor is not that strong yet. You have to build to get that strong armor. It takes time. It takes a lot of trials and not errors, but you'll get the errors, but you're going to make mistakes left and right. And it's going to take tribulations, trials and tribulations, which means all people think at the end of the day, a Christian's life is supposed to be wonderful. We do have beautiful times. We do, but we do go through some stuff at the end of the day. And the reason why it's designed to be that way is to train us to deal with Satan. That's why we go through that. We call it Christian boot camp. That's what it's called. So you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have days where things are just not going to work out for you. Everything's just going to fall apart around you. And this is where you have to learn to trust in God. This is where you build your faith. This is what makes you strong at the end of the day. When you have nothing left, and you think, the Lord, why are you punishing me? Why are you taking things away from me? You're supposed to be blessing me. You're supposed to be taking care of me. You'll watch your enemies thrive, and you'll watch yourself slowly descend. It's to make you stronger. That's what it's for. Once you realize that, the Lord will bring you out of this. He will bring you out of this murky, dark area, set you up on high, and you will see above your enemies, but your enemies will be going nowhere. Just because they rise a little bit, they don't go anywhere. Slowly, they start to descend. What you watched happen. You watched my company. At one point, my company lost a lot of money. I mean, a lot. It was descending. It was dropping by a lot. A lot of money was dropping. And to one point, we were getting roughly, if we were lucky, one sale a day. And it had nothing to do with the naysayer. Oh, naysayer, please don't try to rejoice over this. See, this is what I'm telling you. This is where you get yourself in trouble with God. When you take something that the Lord is teaching His Christians and you chalk it up as your victory, this is where you put your life in extreme danger. And I'm talking about extreme danger. I told you when I explained to you about the world, about all the things that can kill you on this planet. You're literally walking around in a death trap. That's what you're really walking around in. And the fact that if you're still breathing, if you're still able to make it from A to B back home, that means God had your back. I was watching. Even when you're out there doing evil stuff, God had your back. Because God loves his people at the end of the day. He does. But at the end of the day, he has to do what he has to do, and he has to punish you for your actions, which means you will have punishment coming soon. If you're still alive, that means God basically has mercy on you, because if he didn't, you wouldn't be around at all, period. And there are plenty of people who get up, and the Lord blesses them to get up. They go out and do evil acts, and they may be walking home from one day, and a car might drive up, and they're gone. See? But if you're able to go home after whatever nonsense you did, and you're still breathing, that means that then God got mercy on you. They don't have to be that way. All he has to do is turn to the side, and Satan's coming for you. That's it. Satan's that pit bull on a chain that's pushing. He's just pushing to you, pushing. He's trying to get his teeth into you. He's trying to just loosen the chain just a little bit, so I can just tear him. I just want to rip his flesh. That's all I want to do. But meanwhile, he's telling you to do things. Telling you to do things to anger God so he can get that chain removed so he can attack you. So don't take what I say and think it's your victory. Because you're lucky that chain is there. Because if the Lord decides to say, okay, I'm tired of this guy at the end of the day, he's going to take my Christian's blessings, trying to do this, Satan, you're loose. You're dead. You're dead. That's it. It's all to you're dead. Because the devil's going to run right through your house. And it's going to kill everything in your house. It doesn't care. That's the part people understand. Think, oh, no, you don't understand what you're dealing with. It does not care. It'll wipe out anything and anything. It doesn't make a difference. Kids, babies, whatever, it don't care. As far as it's concerned, you're a target. That's all you will ever be, to it. And I call it it because it's not even human. So when you take something from a Christian, a testimony, and use it to give victory to the devil, you are asking for extreme problems at the end of the day. Punishment. That's what you're asking for. And if you're lucky to survive this punishment, like I said, when I sat there and told my brother-in-law I was going to shoot him in the face, and I'm sitting there with a gun to my forehead, the Lord could have sat there and said, I'm giving him no mercy. I'd have been gone. Which conversation would have never existed. I wouldn't be here. But the Lord showed mercy. Even in my punishment, he showed mercy for me, because that's why I'm still here. He had a purpose for me. That's why I'm still here. But anyway, yeah, orders slow down dramatically. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on? Because, we have orders pumping all the time. Now, when we're in a situation where we're lost, no, heck no. Never would have ever lost anything. Because that's how the Lord works at the end of the day. The Lord basically will put you through trials and tribulations, but you will not be harmed in these trials and tribulations. It may feel like it, that your life is going to crash, you'll lose your business, you'll lose your home, you're going to be thrown out in the street. No, it's not that. The Lord is putting you through this to show you that you have to have faith in me. Don't have faith in your money. Don't have faith in your job. Don't have faith in your wife. Don't have faith in... No, you put that faith toward me 100%. And the more you learn to put that faith toward him 100%, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the less power the devil can use against you. That's what Christian boot camp is about. Now, well, orders flow. Now, we got contracts with the company. We're out in the open now. That's literally what I was trying to do. I was trying to get my technology out here so more people can see it, give it more exposure. Online, we have some exposure, but out here we had 10 times more exposure. We got a screen, we can sit there and people can see it and go there, but I need to know what organizations we go to, who we talk to. I don't know anything about this. I don't do any business offline. And the Lord directed our path in every single direction. In every area we went, all doors were open for us. The Lord also shows favoritism towards people. All doors were open. We were denied nothing. Despite what you may think the devil tells you at the end of the day, that you are doing damage, you're doing nothing at all, period. What comes from us, if the Lord decides to take off my table, it's because it's what he decides, not what you think you do. That's the part you don't understand. And what you think you do is actually putting a noose around your neck, and guess who got the rope on the other end? See? Because this whole goal from the door is to get rid of you. And that's why when you call and do this, I feel sorry for you. I plead in the blood of Jesus because I know what's behind you. I know what's having these conversations through you. We know that's the devil having these conversations. But I also plead in the blood of Jesus also too because you, my friend, are in extreme danger. You may think at the end of the day, well, blah, blah. I tell you something. I would never wish this on anybody. But if the Lord would allow you to see what speaks to you, I guarantee you, bar none, that you would pretty much become a person of the cloth, join the church. You would be terrified to walk outside your door, knowing that whatever that is that you just saw pop up in your living room or in your bedroom or even worse, in your dreams, you saw what was having a conversation with you, I guarantee you was moving to a church. You have no idea what you get yourself into. You have no idea. I've seen these things. I've seen demons. I've seen demons in broad daylight. They know who you are. They talk to you and all that and everything. And they are extremely dangerous. You can't get close to them because they can possess you. And I've seen them in broad daylight. There were two old women walked right up to me in broad daylight. I would never forget that. Out of nowhere. And there was nobody out there. There's always somebody out there. I noticed that when these things pop up, there's usually nobody around. Yep, there's nobody out there. They just happen to pop up out of nowhere. I just happened to be skating past that section behind the back roads going home because I didn't feel good. I was out there in the heat and I felt kind of sick. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm probably getting heat exhaustion. I'm going home. I'm done for the day. I don't want to mess around here and die. So I'm going home. I'm skating home, same route, always take behind the back roads because there's less traffic to contend with. If I'm out there on Broad Street, I don't have to worry about getting smacked by somebody's car. I'm taking the back roads. This will bring me right behind Temple University, and then I'll hit Hard Tramp, and then I'll be home. Back home. Hold on for a minute. I want to put this panel over here. All the panels I need. There you go. And nowhere, they just popped up out of nowhere. Two old women just popped up out of nowhere. They were kind of dressed. I never really looked at the dress that they're wearing. Usually, sometimes they're wearing clothes that don't match the century. I've seen that one a few times. But anyway, they popped up. Two old women, two black women popped up, and the stench of them was unbelievable. It was like rotten meat. It was nasty. It was a horrible, horrible smell. The body was decaying. Whatever they were possessing, the body was decaying. And you see one just had flies all over her face, and her eyes were shifting back and forth like they were having her seat, like trying to control the body. And the other one was looking right at me. The other one wasn't saying anything. That was one was speaking to me, and she was saying she had this book she wanted me to read. Oh, I'm not reaching my hand over there. There's no way in the world. And I saw the book. The book didn't even look like a normal Bible. It did. Trying to be, I guess, missionaries, whatever we're trying to do at the end of the day. And yeah, man, I felt that, man. The Lord was telling me, He was talking to me the whole time. It's just back up a little bit, back up, and I'm backing up near lunch to the lunch at you, and I was backing up, back up a little bit, just enough, that they didn't feel that I was trying to run, but enough that I knew that in the day to keep my distance from them. So when she was talking to me, she was saying that, you need to look at this book right here. It's very important, very important. And I was like, look, I gotta go. The Lord said, separate. I gotta go. Thank you, and back away. This is why you have to be careful. And I gotta catch myself about when you see people out there and people are trying to cause trouble for you while you're out there, you don't know what's in them or behind them or around them. Sometimes demons will start fights. They'll start fights to get you to trigger off, get you angry. Satan against Satan doesn't work because Satan can't divide himself. It doesn't make any sense, and that's what they try to do. Get you angry, get you upset, get you bitter, get you angry. So Satan can enter you, and he's already got this person already, so you guys can collide each other and kill each other. And yeah, you got to be careful. Or whatever's in him is definitely going to kill you, because whatever's in him is a demon. And you're not beating that to the devil. Only one's taking that is God. You'll realize what it is. It'll make some sounds that you don't understand that are not normal sounds. It'll pick up, your instincts will pick up and tell you exactly that's not human. But anyway, yeah, I backed away and I skated off. And the Lord said, don't go back. I don't know what went on back there. I'm not trying to find out. I skated all the way home. I prayed. They won't follow me because they will follow you home. Demons follow you home. That's why I tell people, be careful about going to these bars and nightclubs and stuff like that. Where do you think Satan is at? Satan's in these clubs. Satan's in these nightclubs and stuff like that. He's in there and he's waiting. And some of these demons have the ability to follow. So they can follow you back home. They'll follow you back home. Can you imagine you going to a club and you're sitting there having fun or whatever, and there's something in the corner smiling right at you. You can't see it, but it can see you. And it sits up, walks right next to you. It sits right next to you. It smiles. It's just looking at you. And it's probably the most hideous thing on the face of the planet. But you can't see it. And you go leave the bar and it's walking right behind you. You get in your car, it's right in the back of your car. You go to your apartment complex or house, wherever it may be, and you walk in, it's right behind you. And when you open that door, it walks in with you and it sits down. And when it sits down, they don't come alone. It sits down and it sits there, looks around the environment, walks all through the entire place, and you don't see it's in there. And it sits there, it smiles, opens up the window, and 6 more come in. And now they're in your place. That's what I'm telling you at the end of the day. What I mean by you are in extreme danger, you are in extreme danger. Because they can follow you back. That's why you gotta be careful. That's why I sat there and I prayed when I skated off that it wasn't following me back home. And I got back and I told my mother. Mother's a very serious Christian woman. I told her what I saw. She said, baby, so there were demons. There were definitely demons. She said, what did the Lord tell you? I said, the Lord told me to pray. He said, Lord, let's pray. You pray. He said, don't worry about it. He said, it's angels. We're already there blocking it. They can't come. They can't attack you. Okay, I'll pray over you again. Yeah, scared the daylight's out of me. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So when people think at the end of the day they can only come out at night, you're sadly mistaken in that. They even walk in churches. Because my sister told me about one walked into a church and they were in there. And the woman started barking like a dog. Not human dog, dog. Like an actual dog. Growling, snaring, the whole thing. And the preacher just stopped and told everybody that people who don't have that strong faith, leave. Because it will leap from a body. It will leap from that body to another body. Leave. And they left. Only people can stay there are the ones that had that strong faith. They were able to cast that demon out. Yeah. Well, I warn y'all people. I warn y'all every single day. All right, Lord's saying, get to the workload. Thank you, Jesus. We're going to get to the workload. I like to put a little something out there again because I try to warn people every single day. I'm going to put the family radio fellowship on my website now. So that way, if you want to download that app and listen to that music, it's fantastic music. It's fantastic teaching. You know, stuff like that. I'm going to start printing stuff, sponsoring stuff on our site for Christians and stuff like that. I'm going to put something down there called the Christian page. You got something, a link or something at the end of the day that you want to broadcast about Jesus, talk about the Lord, we'll put it right there for you. Now, naysayers, the devil's already in you already because I can tell, I can feel it. And the devil's telling you to do, don't listen to that. Again, you're going down a very slippery slope. You have no idea the destruction at hand is waiting for you. I keep warning you. You know, some of you are going to end up in situations where you're going to be behind bars for many years. You know, because the devil got you in that situation. You're going to be behind bars for many years, sitting there thinking, like, what in the world happened? You listened to Satan. That's why you got there. Same thing when I sat there behind bars. Same thing I said. Gee whiz, the devil put me through all this. The Lord didn't allow me to forget that one. I tell you that much. He didn't allow me to forget that. He didn't allow me to sit there in that jail cell and think that everybody else was to blame. No, that demon talked to me right next to that key. He had kept me on check 24/7 to say, hey, look, this is what was talking to you. This is what was having conversations with you. This is what you were actually trusting and calling a friend. Yeah. He showed me all that. I told you for 2 months I saw demons. My goodness. My goodness. And I probably saw the lighter end of it. The Lord would never subject you. I had a friend of mine say, I couldn't handle that. That'd be too much for me. I couldn't handle it. The Lord would never subject you to what you can't handle. But in my case, I had to see this because I was in bed with the devil. I was possessed by the devil. I was in bed with him. I, in that stage, which I don't remember too much of, but I can tell you one thing: you're in extreme danger. You have no idea how much danger you're in. You really don't. You don't know. I know for the door. I know for the door. I've seen things. I have seen things. I know I've seen things. I have heard things. I've had them call my name. They know me. They know you. They know everything about you. They will basically question you on the Bible. You better know that book. So I tell you at the end of the day, you are in extreme danger. You are in extreme. Forget about nuclear war. Forget about this. Forget about that. Forget about Trump. Forget about all that nonsense. You are in extreme danger. You have an angel, a fallen angel called Lucifer that is on the earth with other angels such like him. But Lucifer is the most powerful of them all. And their main goal is to kill you and get you off this earth into their world to torment you. You have no idea what you're in for. I saw all this stuff when I was a Christian. I saw things at the end of the day that I could not even explain what I was looking at. It could not be real. But I saw it. And I've never really talked to anyone about this. I talked to my mother about this. I talked to a few people in the family, but I never broadcast. I never talked about what the things I saw and the timeline in the Christianity when I becoming a Christian. You have no idea what's out there. If you even had the ability, if God even gave you the ability to see it, you would never leave your house. You don't know what you're having conversations with. Who's having conversations with you. You got to be really careful about about connecting with people because you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't even know what you're bringing home. I don't go to places where I try not to go to places where the devil dwells the most. But he likes to dwell at places like nightclubs and all that stuff. People like that nightlife at the end of the day. Oh, you have no idea what's in there waiting for you. You have no idea. People go to nightclubs. They meet somebody. They never see him again. They find the body in some bush area. God knows what they did to it. And the first thing they'll say is, oh, the person who did it was so and so and so. That person who did it had the devil in him. The devil sat there in a nightclub because the person went there, his intentions were, I'm going to go in there and drink and have some fun, whatever. His intentions were, I'm going to find one of these poor victims, I'm going to take them out in the woods, I'm going to kill them. That's a devil right there. But man chalks it up as, oh, it's just a human being with mental issues. No, it's a demon. You have to understand, it's God and the devil and you. That's it. Either one of those are controlling the situation. And since God knows no evil, no wrong whatsoever, it's not him. It's to be the other one. When people sit there and say at the end of the day, I love when people say this one. I got to put this out there. I got to put it out there. When people sit there and they say that the world, if God was so good, why would he allow all the destruction that we have come on the earth? You caused the destruction on the earth. You caused all of that. Everything. God didn't start the world off like this. Adam and Eve in the paradise wasn't like this. We did this. We caused this destruction. It's our fault. It's our fault that the world is plagued with war, disease, murders, and we caused all of that. Satan had no access to that world. The only way he got in was through a snake. That's why I tell people have snakes. Leave those things alone. So when you sit there and say, oh, if God's such a good God, then why is all the destruction? You caused all the destruction on the earth. Because last I checked in the Bible of Genesis, and they talked about the Garden of Eden, there was none of this. None of this destruction, none of this madness, none of it existed. None of it existed. None of it. It's perfect. It was a perfect world. We had immortality. We had incredible minds of pure genius. We were way beyond the levels of anything you could possibly think of as considered to be. We weren't even human at one point. We were human beings, yes, but the power of immortality made us almost close to like, I would say not a god, but yeah, kind of way into like that almost, yeah. But we weren't more powerful than God. Oh heck, no, not a million years. No. But we had immortality. So the snake, say a snake, the devil gets into a snake. Let's just say this would have happened instead. Say the snake says no and the devil can't get in. Then none of that would ever have happened. Now, of course, he's persistent. He would probably try with another animal over and over and over again. But say they never let him go in. That means the snake would never been cursed. The snakes have been walking upright. And you wouldn't be afraid of snakes. You wouldn't be afraid of lions or anything else because they wouldn't have any urge to kill you because there's no murder. There's no death on the earth. You can't die. There's immortality. It'd be a perfect world. No one would be rich. No one would be poor. Nothing. Everybody would have everything they need. So wouldn't need it. You're good. But the devil got into the snake. The snake allowed it. Now, say the snake gets into the Garden of Eden, right? And say while he's in there, he talks to Eve and he goes, no, I'm good. I got everything I need here. Why do I want to mess that up? Bye-bye. And Satan gets discouraged. He goes over to Adam. Asks him the same thing. Adam says, no, I'm not going in there. I'm sorry, no. And the snake gets mad and he leaves. What can he do? He can't stay there because God's going to see him. God's going to know he's there. God already knows he's there already from the door. God could have stepped in and he could have basically destroyed the snake and allowed Adam to eat. But then again, he gives us choice. He gives us will. Did you understand that? God gives us will. He gives us free will to make our own decisions. That's incredible. When you think about someone who has a being that has that, I can't even say someone because he's beyond that. A being that has that type of power gives us the ability to choose willfully. Which he doesn't have to do that. He can make people to serve him and him only. He didn't give you the will at all. But he gave you the ability to have options. So he could have killed the snake. He knew what Satan was going to do. He could have stopped all that if he wanted to. But that means we wouldn't have free will. That means we would be controlled. So when people sit there and say at the end of the day, I don't want to be a Christian because I don't want to be controlled. I myself said that same thing myself. I'm an idiot. You know why? Because we have free will. Because if I really read the Bible and I thought about them today, God could have destroyed the snake. None of this would have ever happened. We all would have been perfect. We all would have had immortality. But he didn't do it because he gave us free will. We had an option there. And the option was not to touch that tree. If we had listened to the Lord and not touched the tree and listened to the Satan, the devil and the snake, we would have basically had free will. So when you sit there and say at the end of the day that, oh, if God's such a wonderful God, why in the world is all this on the earth? It's on the earth because you put it there. That's why it's on the earth. And tell you the truth, honestly, the fact to blame that on God, God was merciful because he could have sat there and he could have punished us. The devil said, surely you won't die. But technically, he didn't. He already knew that we were going to die in a different way, but not like we're going to die of death or we're going to be destroyed. Because God could have easily came in and go, okay, let me get this straight. I gave you guys everything you wanted and you still managed to mess this up. I'm done with the human race. Bye. And you would have been gone. We wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Nobody would be here. If God was a mercy, if God was that type of God at the end of the day. But nope, he said, nope, I'm going to let you out. You're out of the paradise. Go out into the world. That's it. But mind you, you're cursed. And the world's cursed with it. That's where the devil plunged you at. Now the devil's thinking at the end of the day, okay, this gives me some breathing room here. Because now they're cursed. God cursed them. They're out there. And mind you, he coached Eve to eat this apple. Eve coached Adam to eat the apple. And now he's plotting. He's plotting to the next level. Like, okay, now I got some breathing room. I can get into their heads. I can mess with them. I can get them to murder each other. I can get them to defy God. I can get them to sin. I can get them to do all these things now. I can start killing them. And that's where you come in at, naysayer. That's where you come in. Because you are now playing the game that Satan was playing from day one to try to get into your head, get you to do dumb stuff, so we can eventually get you in a situation where you have less of a chance of getting close to God and more of a chance of being next to him. You're in that game. And that game was going on. That game that you play, that dangerous game of chicken that you play with the devil, has been going on for centuries. There you go. Now, I got to get back to my work over here because I got much to do. I got a very, very busy day. I got a very heavy workload today. I have to come in and I have to rebuild my PCs, which I'm taking them apart, put them all back together again. I do want to do the wall PC. I do. It'll save a lot of room. I can get rid of all that right there, break it down. And it'll be easy for me to just pick up both PCs at the same time and take them out. They're all connected to one unit, which I want to do. So I got that. Excuse me. Lord already gave me blueprints on how to put it all together. I got to put the neon lights into the other case and get that done. I do want to be outside for some demonstrations. Hopefully the weather is nice outside. The weather was nice yesterday. It was cold. It was hoodie weather because we live up near the mountains area. So when it gets chilly down here, like a little bit of the temperature drop, it drops. Oh my goodness, I just thought about something. I got to urge for some tea and milk. Right now I can taste it like tea and milk. I haven't had that in years. I'm going to make some tea and milk today. I love that. Some people call it British coffee. Tea and milk. All right, so I got to get down and need more glue sticks. Glue sticks. Monday morning, we start the panel system for that. Get them done, the invisibles. That one's going to be completed. I got to send that email out there for the advertising team. Get that one started because I'm so caught up. I got customers I got to reach out to today. Get them settled in, get them done. Get the sale ending on the 15th. So I got to get a hold of them because I know they're out there. Okay, we'll get done with them. I got to contact them. I just found their emails. We get so many emails from customers. We literally, I'm sorry, I do apologize. I'm not ignoring you in any way. You can just see I'm one person doing all this myself. But I'm the only person that can do this because I'm the only one that can be around this stuff right now until I get everything locked in with the paperwork and stuff like that. Anyone that comes onto the business has to sign NDAs. So, because they work around these formulas and stuff. Let me see. Now, they won't know actually what's in it. The formulas will be broken down in groups of combinations of different formulas. So it'd be like 3, maybe 8. Say it takes 8 to make the one of them. Then it'd be 8 combined into that. They still would have to be to break down what out of each one of them, how many combinations of formula would be for each one to make that particular formula. But they would know how to put these 3 together or these 4 together to make such and such and so. That's how that works. All right, let me see. We got work to do. We got to do panel demonstrations to do also too, which I have over there. The panel demonstration. The panel's coming out next week. So the panels are pre-coated surface at 24 by 36. They come in 1s, 2s, 4s, and high volume pack, which is actually, I think it's 8. Yeah, it is 8 or 9 is one of them. I have to figure out what it is, 8 or 9. We ship those for free. Unfortunately, we can't ship them overseas. It's expensive to ship overseas. But we do ship those for free in the United States. So that's the ones I'm using right now. And pretty soon we'll be showing off some demonstrations. I'm not going to cover that surface up. I already had that one surface right here, but I want to leave that open. And I do want to cover that up with another surface right there. Because I want that one white one to be exposed to show you the difference between our product and the white surface right there to show you the vantage point where you get for the technology. So this is a fantastic screen right here, easy to assemble. Was able to lock it on. They cut. I'll have one to show you. They cut with scissors. Very easy to cut, very easy to shape, stuff like that. And I love it. Locks in perfectly. My box system works perfect for the back of it. All right. So yeah, I'll finish this right here and get that done. Get my glue gun put up. I need more glue. Let me scissorize how much glue we have. But I still got much more work to do. And I still got to get to the website to do updates. Now, anybody, when you place your order, for those who place orders already, you'll be getting these right here. These are LED lights that come for free. You can get these to you absolutely free, which I have, not those. It'll be these right here. Ones I have on my desk. These are mine. I got another set for myself. I love them so much. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Where's my? Oh, you're down here. You're down there. Sensors down there. So yeah, these are lights that come free. And they got all the cool stuff that you might want to add on to it. You can add different forms of motion on it if you want to. Speed it up, slow it down, dim it. Stuff like that. I like it because the sound activation on here is pretty cool. But not only that, I like this particular feature where every time I talk, it does change colors, but it doesn't cut off. I don't want it to actually cut off. Testing 1 2 3. Oh, I forgot to do the inside of my case with these things and trace it around the desk. Yeah. So right now we're working on this section. I got to take these machines apart, disassemble them, put them all back together again. I'm going to do a wall PC over here, and the case, it's going to be like this. It's going to be exactly like that. So the case is going to have a wall PC, like say if you have a PC built in there, up against that. And then it's going to have the screen, it's going to be on the outside. So I can work from the outside, do visual effects, whatever I want to do, because my screen will be whoop, right across it, my PC will be behind it. I got to get some cool stuff to put behind there too, on top of that. So that's what we'll be building today on that. I got to build the structure for that. So a lot to do, a lot to do. But yes, I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to talk a little bit about scripture. Every time my videos, I'm going to talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Because why not? Why not talk about it? Everything like that. But deny my cross with God. God blesses me, takes care of me, puts a roof over top of my head, takes care of us, puts food in our stomach, you know, takes care of my family, takes care of my friends. A few minutes ago when I was on camera, I had this really bad stomach ache. Really bad stomach ache. And it hurt so bad. And sometimes when I'm walking around, I said, why did you pray and put that in God? I said, God took care of that right away. And that's what I did. Before I got on camera, I took my hand, I rested on my stomach, and I prayed. Guess what? It's gone. You got to have that. You'll build up that faith, young Christian. You'll have that faith. You'll pray or something. And the more you have faith in the Lord, like the Lord said at the end of the day, you can move. You have faith that's compressed into the size of a mustard seed. You can literally move a mountain off the side of into the ocean. Push a mountain to the ocean. And I believe that. I do believe that. Because I've had faith in my Lord 100%. I've been in times in my life where I've had absolutely nothing. No one to go to, no one to help me, nothing. And I watched the Lord come in and take care of it on so many levels. I watched Jesus come in and take care of it on so many levels. All I got to do is ask him. I got to remind myself when I'm going through this, pray and ask the Lord about it. The Lord will take care of it. He always does. He always does. And I can always go back when Satan comes in and goes, oh, you're done, you're finished, just that. No, I've watched my Lord bless me over and over and over again. I've watched him take care of me over and over again. Why should I doubt him now? Why should I be one of ye of little faith at the end of the day when my Lord has blessed me? So no, bye-bye, Satan. Bye-bye. So that's why I said, all those campaigns, gentlemen, all that work, all that time that you put in to try to make my pride look bad, my faith with my Lord is far stronger than you could ever imagine. And even the demons themselves that basically get you to do those things that you do at the end of the day, even they know that. They know who I am. They know at the end of the day who I serve. And they know at the end of the day that they cannot break me. And they also know who protects me, in which they fear. So, the game that you play at the end of the day is extremely dangerous. Because you've already invited the enemy into your home. You've already invited him. The minute you start listening to him, the minute you start playing those games, and for the timeline that you guys have been playing these games with those demons at the end of the day, they are already deeply embedded. Look at the outcome of your lives. Are you being blessed? And not being. You're not being blessed. Even your blessings are not heard. God does not reward the wicked. He punishes the wicked. The devil curses the wicked, because that's all the devil can do is curse. He can't bless. So you have put yourself in a very dangerous situation. Right now, your very life is in danger. And if you sit there and say at the end of the day, oh, no, it's not a threat, gentlemen. It's true biblical knowledge. The devil is not your friend. The devil is not your best friend in any way whatsoever. His job is to kill you. Get you off this planet. This whole body you're in right now, this body gives you the ability to be saved. Find Jesus, to get everlasting life. You lose this body at the end of the day, that means you go over to the side where there is no more mercy. There's no way to get saved. Once you're there, you're there. You had an option. Your option was when the first day you were born, the first day you drew breath on this planet, you were given the option to choose. What you choose will become the outcome of what happens to you in the next life forever. That's what you face the first day you breathe. And who is there waiting? The devil is there waiting. I'm going to collect this one. Oh, angels there. Angels are always there. Angels protect babies left and right. They do. Babies can see angels because they're pure. That's why we're not. You ever notice that basically you can't remember anything from your childhood? Like when you're a baby, when you're first born, you can't remember too much. Any of that at all, period? Like nothing at all? Yeah, because that was blocked off. You'll never remember any of that. It's virtually impossible. That's 1 second of your life or whatever timeline your life when you're a baby that you actually experience what being pure is. And then you're tainted with your cursed body. So yeah. So yeah, there are demons. There are demons that pop up around babies at the end of the day. Are. Yeah, God's right there too. God's like, nope, nope, nope. You know the rules. Hands off. Bye-bye. They try. That's why you got to go in there and pray around your kids. Put that extra prayer. When your kids leave the door, give them the extra prayer. Pray for them. Pray for your family members leaving out the door. Don't dare walk out that door at the end of the day and not pray over your family and friends. You are asking for trouble. Mind you, there are people who leave out the door and they don't come back. You find out about the news. Somebody driving home gets crushed by a semi-truck. That poor soul at the end of the day never made it home. He had a family. He never made it home. Officer goes out and takes care of something in the day. They don't come down. They don't come back. When they don't come back, that's messed up because they have a family. At the end of the day, they have a family. Their fathers, their mothers, they have families at the end of the day. It's a sad thing. Pray that they're with the Lord. If they're with the Lord and they leave, that means it's time for them to go home. They have served their purpose on this earth. It's time for them to go meet their Father. The whole object of you being here on this planet is not for your personal well-being of your life, not to become rich and drive fancy cars and go here at fancy places and do this and do that and do that. No, your purpose here is to choose your option. That's what it is. Which one do you serve? That's what you're going to have to figure out. And you don't have time on your side. Remind you, you have a ticking time bomb over top of your head. You don't know when you're going to leave this earth. So that you're not even promised 50 years old. You're not promised 40 years old. If a doctor sister says, hey, you'll live way until 70. You're not promised that. So you have to figure it out how to get myself together with him, how to get myself closer with the Lord. And again, if you've seen half the stuff out here walking around the streets right now, but you literally can't see, Christians see it. Oh, Christians definitely pick it up. They see it. You don't want to be out there. Talk to a Christian man and say, hey, let's go to... Oh, no, I ain't going out there. No. I ain't going there. No. For what? No, Jesus ain't there. I don't want to be there. No. They tell you that because they've seen some stuff. They know what's out there. It's in the Bible. It talks about it. It talks about the fallen in the Bible. So yeah, no. I don't want to bump into it, see it, meet it, whatever. You know that in broad daylight, they can be out in broad daylight, but you got a higher chance of bumping when I'm over there. No. I'm gonna stay here with the Lord. That's when I be close to the Lord. I'm gonna stay with Him, read my Bible, enjoy my time with Him. That's what I want to do. I want to be out there. Nope. At 6 o'clock, you would find me outside after 6. People ask that question, like, why don't you ever see you outside after 6? Because I've seen some stuff. I know I'm protected by the Lord. The Lord tells me to go do something. After 6, I go do it because I'm protected by Jesus. I couldn't care less about Satan at the end of the day. I'm with my angels. I ain't worried about that. But at 6 o'clock, I'm inside. I don't go anywhere. Now, if I got to transfer from A to B here to there, then so be it. I go do what I got to do because I know at the end of the day, my Lord got my back. But for me to be out there, I'm good. Yes, I'm out there with some family members, and I know they're all Christians. No, my family majority are all Christians. And we're out there. We know that we're out there doing something. We're not out there doing something we should be doing. We're trying to do something at the end of the day that puts us in a place where we constantly glorify God. But other than that, out there be hanging out there. Be hanging out there? No, I'm good. I'm good. All right, people. Let me get my busy day started. Man, we got to take apart the PC. That should be pretty easy. Take it out apart, crush that. I'm still gonna keep my ice box there too. Definitely keep my ice box. And one half party box and one half ice box, which should be funny because I do like a freezer now. Because we're going to have the two upstairs. And then that's going to be funny looking to look at. That's going to be fun. I just thought about that too. It's going to actually be like a freezer because we're going to have the whole box inside, like a freezer. That's going to be funny. I think I have, let me see. We have enough coffee. We have coffee, plenty of coffee. Back now for that. We have that. We'll have to take the cubes off. The cubes got to come up, and we have to put in the posts. The posts have to lay flat. It's lay flatter. So we can't have it standing up. Also, those little things at the end of the day. But yeah, we use the props and stuff. Look at the inside, real nice. You know, on that. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be freaking cool. And that part looks really because it's like a freezer box in there. I think it's like a freezer. Oh, I wish I could get my hands on it. But then again, I don't know if it might cause a short in the piece if we actually put that in there. We get some of that silver insulation tape and make it like a freezer on the inside. But mind you, that stuff might give off a static charge. It might short my stuff out. Yeah. I'm not really thinking about it right now. Alright, the background on the refrigerator is always white. It's funny, even if the refrigerator is black, you know the inside is always white. Why is that? Why is the inside of a refrigerator always white? I've never seen the inside of a refrigerator black. Or any other color but white. So why is that? Refrigerators are not black on the inside. So there you go. My mind's always like that. This is why I can never be bored, ever. This goes on in my head 24/7. So now I'm going to venture off to figure out why refrigerators aren't different colors from the inside. Because I'm curious, why not? We're going to have to paint one. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a refrigerator unit. We're going to paint one side of this white. That's a good, I had to ask that question now. Where's my freaking computer hooked up to? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, why come the inside of a refrigerator is always white? It's never black. You don't see black, green, purple, none of that. The refrigerator can be black. The refrigerator can be multiple colors, but it's always white on the inside. Why is it always white? Is it easier to clean? I wouldn't say white's easier to clean. White's dirty. Kids touch stuff, see freaking fingerprints and stuff. I do it all the time. I see fingerprints. That's one thing I hate about having a kitchen to have white cabinets. Oh, I hated those things. They're beautiful, tons of cabinets, gorgeous, but the handles, every time you touch them, I don't care, you're always touching, you get dirt marks around the handle. I had to scotch guard all the handles. Yeah, I wonder about that. Why? We need a couple more pushes in. But anyway, yeah, I wonder about that. Why is this so? Answer that question. Why is that? You may say, well, it may be for better lighting. Yeah, but we got optic fiber lighting today. We got high fluorescent lighting that you can put into a refrigerator now. You have so much advancement in lighting, it's not even funny. So it must be a reason why. It has something to do with the lighting and the food. It has to have something to do with it. Maybe why the food stays so fresh or something. Or why all refrigerators are white on the inside. See? That's what I'm saying. That's why my brain functions in weird directions. Because I'm always thinking about something that, figuring out stuff. I like to figure things out. I like to figure out puzzles and stuff like that. I saw a kid today walking down the street, and he was playing with a Rubik's Cube. He was nailing it too. He's a borderline genius. Just walked right past me. Not even in his own world. He's in his own world at the end of the day. He said, I don't watch him. do this Rubik's Cube. I'm like, wow. I actually met a few people do that. I met a person who did the Rubik's Cube blindfolded. It's a friend of mine. She did it. Blindfolded. Her IQ is way up there. I mean, it's way up there. She plays all these weird, crazy puzzle games and stuff like that. But she's sociable. She has fun. She's a big time lawyer, but she has fun. She jokes, she laughs, all stuff like that. She's sociable because most people usually have that kind of IQ at the end of the day. They're not too sociable. They don't have both worlds. They have basically the world that they're in, but they don't know how to be sociable. They don't know how to connect to parties and friends and stuff like that. They're isolated. But she got both. She has fun, jokes, laughs, all that stuff like that. And she's a really high IQ person. Just say borderline genius, pretty much what she is. And she doesn't show it off. She doesn't talk about it at all. Most ones I know that you would never figure it out. Well, you'll figure it out. Yeah, definitely. You can see some stuff and like, what the freak? What are you at the end of the day? Are you human? Stuff like that. But other than that, they don't really brag or talk about it. Most likely they don't talk about it all the time. So they're not that type, the brainy type. Correct you on your grammar, stuff like that. I had a friend like that. He was smart. He had a habit of correcting people on grammar. And I said, look, man, I'll explain something to you in the best term I can ever tell you. People are going to talk the way they're going to talk. All right? The best way, how you have to learn to talk to them is say, hey, look, not to be rude, but, you know, if you want a certain way you want to say it, you can say it this way, and that sounds nice, but you can say it that way, you know. I'm just telling you because, you know, I want to, you know, just I want to give you a better advice on saying something at the end of the day, and take them to the side and have this conversation with them. That's the right way. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna start saying it that way for it. So this said this way. That's how you say it. So, okay, thanks, man. I like that. Good looking out. There you go. You acquired a friend. But when you say, oh no, you said it wrong. The proper word is so and so and so. You'll find yourself going through a plate glass window because people don't like it when you downgrade them, especially around other people. And if you're not one to be able to put your hands up and fight, you could change going through a plate glass window. Now, like I said, I try not to be this person. I do. I am a human being at the end of the day, but I try. I fight these sometimes things that may pop up in my head. But I don't like it when people try to embarrass me in front of other people. And again, you may be going through a plate glass window because that's the first thing that's going to come to mind. Up, window equals idiot equals out the window equals hospital. But no, I catch myself all the time before it triggers off. I just let me say, look, man, at the end of the day, man, you ain't got to speak it like that. You could have said so and so and so and pulled me over from the side. Now, I'll give them some words of wisdom. You're going to bump into the wrong person one day. See that window over there? I could have easily just picked you up and whooped you right through that window with no problem. But I have control of myself at the end of the day, so I know how to be civilized. But there are some people out there in this world that are not going to take it that way and going to take it as an insult and crash, bust you up pretty bad. You're like, oh, thank you, man. Thanks. Good looking out, man. Good looking out. Because sometimes they don't even know. They're just being who they are. That's all. And sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they're not doing it to be smart and to be nasty. That's who they are. I mean, you got to correct them. It's like when I tell people at the end of the day, when you got kids out there running out there doing what they want to do, and you figure, oh, they're just little adults. They're just learning. Little adults are going to grow up to be big adults, and they're going to learn about people in this world who don't tolerate nonsense that will hurt these people and they hurt your kids. You don't want that. You want to raise them up to respect everybody. If they don't, you'll find the wrong people. You'll find them. You definitely will. That's all you say. When I seen that, when they show this kid screaming and yelling and knocking things over, and I'm like, oh, just be good. Be good. I want you to be good, that's all. I just want you to be a good child. I've met people at the end of the day, I want to discipline your own kids. They were getting them. You seen that every be the supermarket kid be screaming like, man, that was my child at the end of the day. Ooh, man. Yeah, you get that urge right there at the end of the day. That was my child. Man. Yeah, you get jacked up. And I saw that, man. You got to, because if you don't, and your kids feel like they're entitled to do whatever they want to do, they will bump into the wrong people. And the wrong people, some of them don't talk much. They're about action. So there's no way in the world to get out of a situation of a person who doesn't speak much. It's about action. And learn to teach them to respect everybody. They don't respect you, they're not going to respect anybody. If your kids can't respect you, they're not going to respect anybody, which means they're going to bump into the wrong people. And they're not hard to find. They're really not hard to find. Yep. I saw that in a TikTok. Was it TikTok? What the video was? Where the adults were talking and one of the kids got up and walked toward one of the guys And the guy was like, young boy, back up, back up. And he didn't want to back up. He gripped that sucker up by his neck and put him in that chair. Said, yeah, we went. He said some words I can't put out on camera, but he called him the N word a couple times. You lost your mind? So, and all of a sudden now, all that heart at the end of the day just turned into nothing but weakness. They're like, get off me, man. Get off me. Get off. Yeah, but see, that's why I say you got to teach him because he's lucky. That's a guy inside the school. Imagine if he'd have caught him outside and did that nonsense. It'd have been a forward situation. Because when you charge an adult that way, an adult sees it in a way where you are no longer a child. You are now, when you're reaching like 16, 17 years old, you young boys in the day, you know you don't have my channel because I don't have you on here. You can't come on here. But you have to understand, and when you charge an adult at that age, they don't see you anymore as a person that is just a kid. Now, if you're out there with your buddies hanging around, like some teenagers over there, that's how they see you. The minute you walk over that threshold, you're considered to be a man. They will beat you like a man. So you have to understand what your situation, you check you're about to write and what you're about to cash in a few minutes. And that's what happens. You get gripped up. Now that reality kicks in and you realize that you crossed the line you should not have crossed. And some people grip you up and shake you around a little bit. If I had a son and he did charge at some adult and they shook him up a little bit, I'm not coming over there and attacking the adult. Why for what? He's not right for what he did. I'm going to kick his butt too. You don't go out there and disrespect people like that. You're lucky he just shook you up. I might just go buy him a beer at the end of the day, because at least he disciplined you at the end of the day. I'm happy he didn't kill you at the end of the day or really do worse to you. But if you just shook him up a little bit, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm good with that 100%. Because you need discipline. You need to learn at the end of the day. Because you could have bumped into somebody at the end of the day that don't believe in that shaking up nonsense. He really got hurt. That's why I got discipline. Yeah, I can't stand that whole bribing a child. And they're little adults at the end of the day. They got to make their own decisions. I bumped into people like that. I'm like, keep the kids far away from me. Like far away from me. Far away from me. And chances are, you're going to probably you're going to get your butt kicked in that process. Because, you know, they're going to look at the kid like, well, I can't touch him, but I can touch the adults. You're going to get jacked up. And I've seen that one happen too. I've seen an incident where a guy got out of the car and came over and knocked out the father. Yep. Took it out on him. Can't take it on the kid. Took it out on the father. Father get back up, got knocked clean out. His kid went in and touched his daughter. And he went over and he knocked the father out. One hit, boom, took him out. I was like, what's that all about? My sister was explaining the whole entire thing, what happened. Yeah, you know, she was in the bathroom. He came to the bathroom and started messing with her. She went back home and told her father. Now, he could have came and he could have beat the crap out of the son, but that would have got him in trouble. He came out of the car, they started words right from the door, and he came over and hit him, boop, boop. And I was like, okay. First thing, I wouldn't have started any words. I'd have kicked my son behind at the end of the day. He definitely got his butt whipped at the end of the day. But I wouldn't have started words. I was like, look, you're right 100%, this, that, and the other, so and so and so. Even I'm trained at the end of the day, I can easily take them. But still, wrong is wrong at the end of the day. My son's a jerk. He ain't no business doing what he do. So he's going to get his behind. As a matter of fact, good chance. Well, I say it is going to happen. He's going to military school. That's what I'm saying. Mess up, you go to military school. You can come out when you're 21. I'm leaving you in there. Maybe you come home for Christmas or whatever. I don't know. But you're going to stay in there. You need discipline. Doing that kind of dumb nonsense out in the school. But, yeah, at the end of the day, I just tell them, yeah, you're right, 100%. Whatever, so and so and so. How you gonna handle the situation? You're going to military school. You ain't coming out to his 21. Whatever. If you gotta press charges, press charges. Whatever it be, so be. You know better. And then sometimes the thing about it is sometimes people do discipline their kids. They do a good job of their kids. I met this one. When I was a child, I never forget. I can't mention their names. But there were a group of people that in my neighborhood, and the parents did everything they possibly could. So when I hear from people saying it's up to the parents, I've seen parents do the best. They raise their kids the best they possibly can. But then they have to understand when kids become teenagers, they have their own world now. They're different. They disconnect from you. Now, some people are blessed. They have teenagers that will communicate with the parents all the time. You're lucky. But then you have those who can get easily influenced by other bad apples. This is where I'm terrified to have kids. Really. It ain't the young areas. I can deal with all that. It's when they reach those teenage years is the part that bottom line is is that they break off communications and they get around bad influence, and they don't want to listen to you because bad influence has more power than you when you're the parents. That's where things get jacked up for me. That's what I feel at the end of the day. You know, that's where it becomes the headache at the end of the day. Trying to get them from the teenage years into adulthood without messing their lives up, so that way they can at least try to go to college or go to school or whatever, something, and have be a part of society. That's a hard part between that two sections, because they're in a rebellion area between that area, trying to get them to understand. It depends on how much discipline you put in there too, on top of that too, but still you can put a lot of discipline, you still can still fail in that situation. And that's what happened to one particular family. I would never forget as long as I live. And I was young, remember, and I still remember the crazy stuff these people did. The mother worked a union job, the father worked a union job. They were hard workers. They had a nice house. They lived in my neighborhood in Newark, Delaware, and they were roughly, I think, 5 boys. They didn't have any girls. They're all boys. She can't have a boyfriend. She tried. They tried, but they couldn't have nothing with boys. But anyway, the kids were fantastic athletes. Football, basketball, baseball, trophy. They were excellent. I mean, man, I swear, these guys, I don't know what went wrong, but if they were basically, if the father tried, they tried so much. They tried to put them in sports. They went to vacations. They all had nice clothes. They had cable at the time. Everybody had cable way back in the day, HBO and all that stuff like that. You know, people had either got cable. You know, a lot of people could afford cable. It was expensive. They had cable. They always going out there, always doing something. I can't remember. It was five. I was five. It was 5 points. It was right. Anyway, they just had everything. Any of the new toys came out, Batman, Team America, not Team America, Evil Knievel, any of the new toys back in the day, they had everything. Always. Big birthday parties. We go to the birthday parties. My mom hooked us up. No, we had hook up, but they had hooked up. I mean, they really had to hook up. So, I mean, I loved everything my mom did for us. But, you know, you always said that one kid on the block. They had the first BMX bike that came out, all that stuff. They had everything. They had a birthday party. They had a band at the birthday party. And they had the cakes. They bought their cakes and stuff like that. All this stuff, man, just crazy. And they were good friends of everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody loved them. They were cool people. They didn't think they were better than everybody else. There were people in the neighborhood that made way more than they did. They just did pretty good for themselves. But anyway, real nice people, good with the neighborhood. But the kids, on the other hand, good gracious. So, I was a mischief child. I hung around with 2 of the smaller ones over there, roughly around the same age. And we just did destructive stuff, man. The flaming bag of crap, bees, a beehive, what a beehive in someone's car. And, you know, back then people that didn't go in, doors were unlocked and stuff like that. But, you know, basic Dennis the Menace mischief stuff. But anyway, the time we got in a fight, we had an ash fight in the garage because they burned their fireplace, and we emptied the fireplace, the ashes, we all know go into it, they put it into a bucket, and we found this big old pile of ashes right there. We had an ash fight back there. Man, we was covered, and with smoke coming all down, like I said, with smoke coming down, and they thought their house was on fire. And find out, we ended up got into the ash pile, we got to an ash fight, my mom was ticked, boy. Said I can't leave it on for 5 minutes, and you find a what? You guys, oh yeah, it's unexplainable. But anyway, they had everything. They literally had everything, but they were just born different. They were born as if, you ever seen a movie called Problem Child? They were like that. And the parents tried everything. They tried everything they could to get those kids everything they wanted. They were supportive. They were there for them. Everything. They weren't Christians. That was one thing. They weren't Christians. But still, they gave them everything. I think there were Christian things, but there were Christian things, but definitely went different. Definitely went different. But they gave those kids everything. We talk about this as adults. Like, they had everything. And they were excellent in sports. They won trophies all the time. And any one of them easily could have got scholarships for college. They were really good players. Very good players. One of them, I remember watching them play, hit that ball was out of here. I mean, they were good. Run, jump, swim, whatever. Anything they did in sports, they conquered. They were good. But, unfortunately, they had bad seeds in them. And they did destructive stuff. I did destructive stuff. I had limitations, but they did. And as they got older, these destructive issues became far worse, where they became crimes. And one of them actually joined the gang. It was a gang way back in Newark, Delaware. I can't tell you the name of the gang, but anyway, they're basically linked in somewhere with one of my family members involving someone that person was intimate with, and somewhere along the line they collided and someone died. So here's some crazy stuff. That's why I tell people at the end of the day, be careful about certain names you mention on other people's family members. You don't know how deep these people are connected. And if the individual will call himself being big and bad, we'll mention his name. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez mentioned one of those names. And Jamie, I'm telling you from the door right now, if you even knew how deep some of this stuff goes back, because I know some of it, but I don't really get involved in this at all, period. The only reason why your heart's still beating right now, you're still functioning, is because I had to plead with these individuals not to get involved. I needed my justice out of this. I had to beg these people. Because in our world, at the end of the day, is different. Their world, at the end of the day, they don't know you. And they feel at the end of the day that you call them out and they want to know everything there is about you and why. You put yourself in extreme danger, man. You thought being big and bad, the only reason why you are still there is because I was able to convince them, don't get involved in this. I need this at the end of the day. That's why I begged these people. That's the only reason why. So again, you want to walk around like you're the big bad guy on the earth, do what you want to do at the end of the day, you're going to get yourself killed. You definitely get yourself killed. You don't know what you're getting yourself into sometimes. And again, they don't forget things. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Anyway, so, yeah, whatever went on with that. So, one ended up getting life in prison. One got life in prison. Life gone. One died of AIDS. One went to the military. I remember that. When oldest one went to the military. He's a big guy. He went to the military. And he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He left. The first time I ever saw a military jeep, I never saw an army jeep before ever in my life. And I remember I was sitting out there and I seen this army jeep pop up, and these guys came and had MP on them. And I was looking at my brother, like, what does MP say? This military police. So we must say AWOL. And he did. They came out and they got him. He was fighting them too. He was fighting them. He was a big guy. He was fighting them. But they got him. They got him. They put him in the truck. They handcuffed him, and they put him back. And they took off. Now he's in military prison. That's where we went to. And on top of that, you assaulted two officers, but they were literally fighting in their house. Fighting. So now he insulted two military officers. So yeah, they got him in there. So that was him right there. And then the other one, heart attack, he died. So pretty much all of them were dead or in jail somewhere, which is crazy because they had everything. But it goes to show that you can give your kids everything. And they didn't have any bad influencers when they were young. We hung around the neighborhood. Everybody knew why the neighbor kids were doing any stuff like that. Even the teenager ones are somewhat, yeah, they hung around with the other one. Yeah, he did stuff like that. Matter of fact, he got somebody killed too by accident. So yeah. It was a nice neighborhood. You can live in a nice suburban neighborhood. You're just going to have some bad apples go anywhere they go. I love how people saying, well, it doesn't happen in this neighborhood. You have bad apples in every freaking neighborhood. As a matter of fact, I hate to put it this way, truthfully, you have the worst of the worst in the suburbs. You know why? Because you can't see them. That's why they're hidden. You live in bad lands, bad neighborhoods, you see everybody. Everybody knows everybody out there. Oh, that's so-and-so though. Don't trust them. Don't buy from them over there. These jokers over here. Don't even mention them. Stay far away from them. You know, you got a blueprint. If someone knows the neighborhood, they'll tell you the blueprint of the neighborhood. Who you talk to, you don't talk to. That's Shady Mike over there. Don't do business with Shady Mike. Shady Mike is a name. That's what the nickname stands for. And they'll brand them with a nickname because they know you stay away from these individuals. It's like GTA. You know certain areas you deal with, certain areas you don't deal with. People you do business, people you don't do business with. These people will stab you in the back. These people, but at least they won't stab you in the back like this one. So yeah. So you got a blueprint of the neighborhood. So there were no people like that. You had a few people here and there, maybe, but not really big at the end of the day. So, yeah, They had no one to lead them down that road. And their parents were constantly around them. They're always at baseball games. You always see them coming in with football uniforms on and baseball uniforms on. They're always doing. They always going camping and doing this and doing that. They always did something for their kids, but they just had bad seeds in them. They were destined for destruction, and that's what happened. Either jail or death. That's what happened. Yep. I went back there a long time ago. I went back. The neighborhood, other people are pretty much are gone now. New people are there now. I don't go back there ever again. But I went back there a long time ago. And I saw the mother, and I saw no, the father. I think the father had passed on. But I saw the mother, and the mother looked horrible. She was very beautiful. She was a very beautiful woman. She was like, the mother was like a black version of O'Leary. She had really interesting eyes. She was gorgeous. And she just looked beat down. She was drinking. Most of her teeth were missing. She had scars on her face. It looked like she might have been on drugs or something, but she just wasn't there. Imagine that. Sheesh. All that. That's a shame, too. It's a shame. But, people sit there and say at the end of the day, you can give your kids the world. You can give them everything in the world. You can. But you believe in God. And I think I know, those kids would have been raised in a church, it would have been different. It would have been a lot different if they were raised in a church. Yep. You never forget them. How long ago live? I remember that when I was, let me see, it was in the 70s. I was born in 68. So I would have started remembering things roughly around, maybe 76, 78, around that era. Yeah. She was a kid in the 70s. Find that interesting. That's the reason why I probably listen to 70s music. But anyway, yeah. Give your kids the world, and hopefully they'll listen to you, abide by you, watch them grow up as good citizens, have kids and family and the whole 9 yards. You pray for that. You want that for your kids. You do. And even if they don't want to, they want to be by themselves or just be to themselves. You want them to be happy. You don't want to see them in prison. You don't want to see them suffer. Nobody wants to go through that crap at the end of the day. They gave those kids everything. I still watch that destruction go on. I go back years later to see them, and yeah, I found out the whole story. I was messed up. Couldn't believe that. My childhood friends, the younger ones were, the older ones were so much. My older family, brothers and sisters knew the older ones. And I knew, we knew the whole family. And we all knew each other. My mom and father and all of them, we all cool together. Me being the younger one, I knew the younger ones. I knew some of the older ones and most of the younger ones. And they were more connected with the older ones because they were older. We all knew each other. And just to see them end up that way, all of them, it was messed up. Which is crazy too at the time because even my sister, when I told you about the ties and all, she had no idea that those somehow along the line they were going to bump heads somewhere, which is crazy. We all sat about that and thought about, you realize that? We never that they bumped heads somewhere along the line. And she didn't even know. She was too young to know the mid-child on that side. Yeah, it's crazy. World's a crazy place at the end of the day. All right, people. We're done here. We're going to have to kind of watch my phone. I got to go pick up glue. Crazy like that glue. Get my workload done. Work. Got to finish painting the other piece over there. Got to put that glow in there, get that done. Got to install the lights in for that. Got to put the cloud system in for that. Got to coat that screen. Got to coat that screen over there. Got to do the demonstration over here on this screen over here. Got the one panel over there. Got the last panel right there. Get that one. Oh, Taco Bear. Taco Bear. There. Taco Bear. Wait, Taco Bear. Taco Bear. Oh, the stretchies. The powerful stretchies here. Oh, treats, man. Gotta get those treats. mother was a Christian woman, and she raised all her kids to Jesus. I remember having Bible studies, and I remember them coming to the door to me, yo, you ready to go out? We're going to do something. I can't, we got Bible studies right now. And she was like, Bible study, believe in God? Yeah, I love God. When I tell me, I love God. My mom's right behind me. So, yeah, I did love God when I was a kid. I just didn't understand anything too much about God because I had a hard time understanding the Bible. My mom tried to break it down to the best way she can. So my mother kept us with the church. We was always going to church, always going to church. And they went to church too. They went to church. They went to church and all. It's just that they really didn't apply it. But they went to church. My mom applied it. Like all the time she applied it. But now, you know, all her kids are alive. And the majority of her Christians. And the other half, which on that side, are slowly going into churches, which is good. Because I just found out that one of them, they gave their daughter a Bible. They don't want the same light they want for the kids at the end of the day. But also them, they're now going to church. It's interesting. They gave her daughter the Bible because she didn't want her to end up like her. But because her daughter goes to church, she has to drop her off. And then slowly she's been going inside the church, which is fantastic. Yeah. When they become a Christian, they get baptized. They're like, welcome to the fold, brother. Welcome to the fold. Happy to have you on board. All your sins are washed away. You are a new person at Christ. And that's when you have to remember, this is when you're going to have to buckle down and get close to God as you possibly can, because now the devil lost you. He wants what belongs to him back. But it's gone. It is gone, Satan. It's gone. It is gone. It's the equivalent of dropping your keys off the side of an ocean liner. They are gone. As if you understand, when you drop something into the ocean or something, you think you can swim down and find at the bottom. Man, after 200 meters, it goes dark down there. You ain't finding jack. The scuba divers, the reason why they can see it, they got them high-powered spotlights on them. That's the reason why you see what's under the ocean, because they're carrying spotlights on them. After 200 meters, that light only penetrates from outside. Only penetrates to 200 meters. After you reach the 200-meter mark, it goes completely dark under the ocean. There's no light down there. That's why I was like, there's light down there. I said, no, scuba divers, they have those huge spotlights. That's why you see all that stuff out there. Other than that, they can't see what's out there. They can't see what's in front of them, which would freak me. They'll freak out. I don't know how you got, if anybody scuba dives, how do you do this? I would stay in the 200-meter area because at least I can see around what's around me. But you're down there, around there, wait a minute. Actually, you wouldn't be, can't go past there. So you would still be in an area of light. I think the average scuba diver can't even go past 200 meters. Where are you at? I think professional is at 15 meters and well, I forgot what it was. I had it all mapped in my head. But I know it's between 15, I think 50, I can't think about that. What short is. I know for a fact that they can't hit past 200 meters. That's virtually impossible. They would die. Couldn't do it. That's impossible. You would be, let me see. Because you wouldn't be anywhere where it would be that dark at all, period. You still would be in an area where you can safely see. What is wrong? You want to go back in? You want to go back in? What did I tell you about rubbing fur on my black pants? No sooner. I'm about to speak. Here he comes. I'm about to put you back in. Go sit down. Go sit down. You just bring white for always doing something. How many meters can a human swim under the ocean? All right, let me see. Well, yeah, you would be. You would be in dark areas. Let me see. If you were in scuba equipment would get you around 3,032 meters. Yeah, if you were in scuba gear, because you got an oxygen tank on your back, of course. So yeah, you definitely would break that barrier. You definitely, because after 200 meters, it goes dark down there. So you definitely, yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah, I'm talking about without the equipment. Without scuba equipment, how far can a human swim under the ocean? I keep saying under the ocean, right? most people can free dive at depths at 20, sorry, maybe 20 feet. The 20 feet would be 6.09 meters. An expert free diver can hit anywhere between 40 feet, which would be 12.19 meters. So yeah, scuba gear you can drop a little farther than that. So yeah, you would definitely have to have lights on that, because due to the fact that after 200 meters, the light from the sky no longer can breach past the 200-meter mark. So you would have to have some kind of scuba equipment, number one, and number two, you would have to have lighting down there, because you ain't seeing jack in front of you. Which means anything can be sitting there in front of you, watching you like, wow, I got dinner coming to me. Who called for Dine and Dash? Anyone called for Dine and Dash? Really? We got free food. Yeah. Good, you buried this time. Yeah, I know you know how to bury. You know how to bury. Definitely know how to bury. You buried this time. Good, thank you. I appreciate that. You deserve it. Yes, I bury. You deserve some time. Alright, I gotta head out. I got stuff I gotta do. Sorry, pre-workout. I spent 1 month doing push-ups. Nothing but push-ups for 1 month. Just concentrating on push-ups. Push-ups are fantastic. That basically helps a lot, especially with your stomach, shoulders, and all that stuff. 7:59, perfect. Go for a walk. Let's go for a walk time now. Oh, what did I meter yesterday? What did I reach yesterday? I go to other places yesterday. Let's see. That's how we go through. So right now it's Saturday. We're at 0, of course. Yesterday we stopped at that mark right there. So we'll go with that. There for yesterday we did a lot of walking around. Right there. All right, cool. I like to stretch your body. Very important to stretch your body. Meditation time in today. Mine used to be 290 pounds. I was 290 pounds. You have any idea how much weight I had to lose? Get that back to where I was at. 290 pounds. 290. It was all weight. All woof. Shoulders up. Chest. Had to work to get that. I was like, oh, but I'm not trying to be gigantic. I don't want that. I'm just trying to get my body back to where it was at before I got this and all that and everything. My stomach and all that. I'm not into be big. I like to be cut. That's basically about it. I like to be a certain size. I'm not trying to be huge. See when I talk, my chest muscles move all the time. Yep. Bam. Every time I talk, if I eat, they move. See, you get that when you do them push-ups. The push-ups, those chin-ups, those sit-ups. That's why I said, what's call me fat at the end of the day. Buddy, look, I know how to basically, I'm a person of focus. So if I want to do something, I focus on what I got to do when I get it done. If I ask the Lord, say, Lord, I'm going to lose weight. Can you help me focus? I had no idea they do that. My friends, they move all the time. Yeah, because I do a lot of push-ups, that's why. They move constantly all the time. But when I focus, gee, they do move a lot. I had no idea they move that much. My buddy can do it. He do the balance dance back. How do you do that? You got to do more of this. Right? The lifting. I don't want to be big. He's really big guy. I'm happy with this. I'm good with this. But anyway, got to be focused. Yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so when I eat and stuff like that, I don't have ladies that stare at me because, again, you get your muscles, your chest muscles to move like that. Yeah, it's a lot of freaking push-ups. For me, it's a lot of push-ups. A lot of push-ups to do. But I was sitting there one time, I was with my ex, and she was like, are you doing that on purpose? I said, doing what on purpose? I had no idea to remove it. I said, you doing that on purpose? I'm not doing anything on purpose. What are you talking about? I said, when you eat, when you talk, they move. I said, they move? I said, yeah. So I sit in the window and I started talking. I was like, oh my goodness, they do move. When I talk. Shoulders good. Got the slant on the shoulders. You want the slant, you don't want the flatties. I ain't got giant muscles, but I put that work in. Yep. The naysayers get mad at the end of the day. That's why I try to be nice when I see you on camera. Very seriously, at the end of the day, really. Please. I'll probably do push-ups roughly, because I'm addicted to them now. That's why I started doing them every month. I do them at sets of 20s and sets of 20s at 60 push-ups. And I do this mostly all day. I'm addicted to it. Even when I leave out, like, I want to do push-ups. At the park, I want to do push-ups. So I found all different areas of the park to do push-ups at. And if people think at the end of the day that people do that because they're showing off, they're not showing off. They like to freaking work out. I've never seen anybody who works out all the time look at a person and go, oh, you're showing off at the end of the day. Because they work out. They know the stuff that they do at the end of the day. They know they like to be on treadmills all the time. They run. You have to run around the block, run here to run there. They like to work out. They know that addiction that kicks in. But people who don't work out, you're the first ones to sit there and go, oh, he's just showing off. He's just doing blah, 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 blah. Oh, don't let that green monster pop out. Because you can do the same thing you too. You can go out there and work out too. Same thing. And then somebody will be saying it about you. You're like, oh, I see. Yep. I'm going on my lemon juice diet. I got to cleanse for a bit. So my lemon juice diet is just basically the only thing I can have is lemon juice for the next 3 days. I'm going to do 3 days of it. And I still got to work on the same routine. At the right taco? Yeah. So when I came on camera one time and I showed like how it's structured, the first thing they say, oh, you think you're a bot? I never said anything about bodybuilding. So that's you at the end of the day. That's your freaking problems, not mine. I never say anything about body. I build myself up to the point where I wear a nice and a cheap shirt, keep my lungs nice and healthy now because of the whole thing with my lungs is how it all that got started. The first time I started doing it because I wanted my strikes to be much more powerful. I was just studying martial arts. That's what I started doing. So if you've never seen my Facebook page, you can see what I was looking like when I was basically trained. I was 250 pounds of muscle. Now it's a little different. I'm roughly now about 220. 220. I might get up to 250. I haven't decided on it yet, but I like the 220. I like to be lightweight, but I like to be strong. That means I'm faster. Other than that, I do it now because of my lungs, to keep myself nice and healthy. And I'm 56 years old. So yeah, Williams, when you show me a picture of you looking like that, and talking to me about basically about working out and all that, no, buddy, I'm not. You're in the wrong category to me. Maybe when I was sick and I was suffering that lung disease, yeah, then, not now. I don't have the issues you have with meeting women. I meet women every freaking day. Every freaking day I meet women. You know what women do? I watch it every time. Women got a thing about a man's chest. They do. My back, shoulders, oh, they're amazing. I'll pick a woman just about every single day, but I'm not about that life. I told you, then I'm celibate. I don't do that. Then they hear about you being celibate, you don't do that, which is comfortable for them because then they got some guy freaking slobbering all over them. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out all different kinds of tricks and lies and whatever to try to get up under their clothes. They got to deal with that bull crap at the end of the day. Some guy, every time you turn around, you can't even have a real conversation with a guy because in the back of his mind, he's thinking how he can get to that. In my mind, you ain't got to worry about that because I'm not even thinking about that. The only thing my ass going to be something to eat, just chill. You know what you do your day to day. You did that, pretty cool. So and so and so. And that's the end of it. So that's why I have a lot of women friends. Because they can be comfortable around me. They don't got to go through all that nonsense at the end of the day. You be yourself. You show up freaking sweatpants and some kicks and all. Let's go on and do some fun. Let's go to the fair. Something like that. Yeah, that's that kind of. Let's do that. They know what this spur is about. And then there's no jealousy with the other women that I hang out with due to the fact that they already know from the door. I'm not about that. This is what I like. When we need a friend, that's it. Yep. But yeah, I can stare at the chest all the time. I watch it every time I talk. They look right at my chest every single time. Like, I get the smiles that you go across the street. Go ahead. I got 4 people in Allentown that actually I've seen a couple of big guys in there. There's one guy over there, but he's big. That's the biggest guy I've seen so far. There's another guy I'm cool with. His name is Rob. He's cool. He walks around a golden brown pit bull. I've seen him. He's a really big guy too. He's played football. I had a conversation with him. Big guy. He's tall too. On top of that, what's your professional body? He said, no, I played football and I kind of stuck with it and stuff like that. He's on inhalers. He posed that you should be carrying it. I told him you should be carrying it. Even though you haven't had an attack in a while, you still carry it. When I'm in a situation you can't breathe. He said, yeah, you're right. So he started carrying his on him. Downtown there, there's a lot of trees and stuff. Something get caught up in your nose and something don't work right. But anyway, yeah, and there's a white guy. I don't know what he is. I don't know what the other guy is. Rob's something else. He's mixed with something. He's not black. He's something else. But the other guy, the other chef, he's a chef at the other place. He's definitely black or Jamaican. He's somebody Jamaican. He's big. He's so big he can't even put his arms down. He walks like this. You ever seen like what was this show? The video. The Kanye West, a guy called Little Pump, whatever his name was, and people were laughing when they look at the Minecraft characters. Just imagine that, but with a muscular build. He's like it's that big when he walks. Like, can you put your arms down? Like, you got that scarecrow effect going on. He started laughing with that scarecrow effect. I like that scarecrow effect. They're real nice people at the end of the day. But I'm never intimidated by a person's size. A person's bigger than me. I don't sit there and go, oh, God. What am I, a woman? I'm a man at the end of the day. I appreciate the work that goes behind what they do. I see a person that's way bigger than me. I go, gee whiz, what the freak is this? You do trucks all day? We should laugh about it. I'm not intimidated by that. I respect what they're doing because I know the process, the time, the dedication, the hard work, and that focus to be able to keep up and maintain that body, number one, or number two, to reach those goals to get to that point. Some people don't understand that. When you see these guys lifting at the gym, you think they're just a bunch of empty-minded, meatheads. They're not that, man. They're some very interesting, intelligent individuals, but not only that, that focus, that dedication to do what they're doing is much respect. So that's why when I see them, I always say, yeah, much respect, man, much respect. And we get to a nice conversation, I explain those situations, like, yeah, I got into this running and stuff, and I got into the martial arts and stuff like that. The workout was like, so, you can take me out? Like, easy, take me out. It's just so easy. I was reading you when I first walked up to you, exactly what's the fastest way I can take you out. He said, we laugh about it because it's funny at the end of the day. Guys, it's being guys at the end of the day. So what would you go for? Your kneecaps. Your kneecaps are right there. Very easy. And break them right in half, man. Drop kick. Oh, it's the kick. I can't even tell you the kick at the end of the day. It's brutal. It's a brutal kick. But anyway, it's literally designed to take your legs out. Like, not just to break your kneecaps, but to bring you off your feet. That's what it's designed to do. So all your weight, you're going to come down with it. So it's better if it works for people that are heavier, because I can use your weight against you. So yeah, it's designed to take both your kneecaps. I can't tell you the kick, but it's a bit of a hop with it. Oh man, I forgot about this. Like it's a nice one too, but I wish I could tell you. I can't tell you. But it's a bit of a hop. You're in the air a little bit before you come down, and your leg kind of comes down with it, like in a bit of a sweeping motion. And if you do it right, you'll catch both kneecaps. It'll take your legs right from underneath of you. You do it with one foot. Some people do it with one foot. Cops do it all the time. They do it with one foot. They catch that foot right where your ankle's at, and they go whoop, and your body throws off balance. Now, if you're good, and you can get the one foot to go off balance while they basically are still in the air, like still like, no, not in the air, but they're off balance, you can jump back, you can strike them again. That throws them anywhere you want to put them. I'm telling you, this techniques in kicking, it is freaking interesting when you piece it all together. It's just y'all. There's techniques on how to throw somebody off balance and then turn around and shift where you want them to go. But anyway, yeah. So we're there laughing about that. He said, kneecaps, really? I said, yeah, you might want to watch your kneecaps too. You're going to cut a tree down, where you're going to start. You start from the top or the bottom. I said, bottom. I said, there you go. Yeah, but I can't teach you. I'm done with that field. I don't teach anymore. I'm just basic. I've taught a few people, mostly women in the neighborhood, how to break someone's arm if someone grabs you. Kids, like, if someone tries to grab you, how to break their arm. When I see people get grabbed by the shirt, oh my goodness. Do you have any idea how many different combinations there are to basically snapping a person's arm in that position? You have no idea how open you just made yourself to be. And people get terrified when someone grabs them, they shut down. Man, if you knew half the stuff that I can show you at the end of the day, there are just so many open areas that maybe diffuse that situation so fast, it's not even funny. Not even funny. I know judo moves to get out of that. There's so many ways. And I watch people get grabbed all the time, like, man. Jeez, man. Anyway, I'm leaving that alone. Like I said, I'm not saying the way to hurt somebody in the day, but yeah, if someone grabs you in a situation, you have to defend yourself. Oh, there's so many ways. I mean, how open you are when you grab somebody. Your throat's open, your face open, your chest is open, your ribs, all that's open. Oh, you're completely open. Sheesh. If I reverse that and I grab you and I take my feet and I stick it up where your belly is and I roll back, you're coming with me. And when I push off, you're going to let go because I have more power in my legs than you have in your hands. I can get you to release them. I can throw you anywhere I want to throw you. And most likely, if we're near a window, which I'm going to use to my advantage point, I'm going to turn you around. You see me turn your body around, I'm getting ready to throw you through a window. So I'm going to take both my foot, put it right up against your freaking breadbasket, right near your chest cavity, and I'm going to basically push back, bring the other foot up and lock it in, and push both of them at the same time. You're going to let go of me. I got more power in my legs than you have in your hands, so you have to release me. You're going through a window. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. There's so many ways out of that. It's not even funny. People panic. They panic, especially if the person's bigger than them. And it doesn't make a difference if the person's bigger than you. You got more power than your legs and your hands. You'd be surprised how fast you can toss somebody. When they trained us, my instructors are all bigger than me. They're way bigger than me. That's why they did it that way. Yeah, man, there's so many ways out of that, man. So many ways out of that. I can't say too much, but I do teach ladies at the end if I taught one of them and you happen to grab one of them, you're collecting a check for a very long time. A very long time. A very long time. And you should. You should. You should. Don't get that mace wheel when they run. Don't. What are you doing? Finish your job. Finish your job. You're not chasing me after you wipe that stuff out of your eyes. I'm going to grab one of them signs, anything in the way. Trash can, you definitely get smacked with that. You're not getting back up. Chasing me a couple blocks. I should have maced him twice. Ain't that right, Taco Bird? Taco Bird? You should take a self-defense class. I don't want to take a self-defense class. Take one off. Take one off. Just take one off. That's what you do. Take a self-defense class. You got it, because people do weird stuff. These people are some great things. Take a self-defense class, please. And go in. Watch your ladies go into a self-defense class. Now back to lifting the weights again. I had to give up the weights for a minute. I want to concentrate on push-ups. Now go to the gym. Now my sister, go to her place, she got the curl-up bar over there. I go play with that for a minute. They had a real nice one, better than what I have. But I don't go to the gym. I do everything from home. That's why I got stuff here at the office. I got stuff here in the home front. I got stuff at my people's places because they work out. So I'll pop in and they'll borrow your machines a little bit. I go ahead, knock stuff out. They'd rather see somebody else doing it, working out on the machine. They don't mind about that. That's all. And I haven't come up with my settings in 4 minutes. That's about it. All right, people. We are feeling fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. Taco, how do you feel? Put my cartoons back on. Daddy-o. Daddy-o. Taco. I love you, man. I love you. Get some trouble, but I still love you. Make no pack of cigarettes. You're killing me, but I can't keep you up. YouTube. But you're not gonna, whatever he says, whatever he tells you to do on his channel, and not to be rude, it's true. Come on, man. It is what it is. You're gonna work out from a trainer that weighs 300 pounds or a trainer that's fit. Which one you gonna go to? An accountant at the end of the day that has an excellent record, or one that's been audited 37 times? It is what it is. You don't follow no advice from him. Man's running around with an e-bike talking about losing weight. No, we were laughing about that a couple of days ago. Not him. I told you, my sister was a bodybuilder. We were out there barbecuing, and this guy was on an e-bike talking to this girl, talking about, yeah, I'm losing weight. I'm on an e-bike, working out. And he said, man, he's interested. He said, man, you ain't losing no weight with that, man. That's not even in motion. You're freaking riding around. It's like me putting gas on a freaking pedal bike. I mean, an exercise bike. You ain't working out, man. You need to get rid of that bike, get some weights for your feet. Maybe that, take it slow. Do some walking around first, man. Then get on the treadmill. Maybe you want to see a dietitian. He's giving him advice. You're not saying, hey, you freaking stupid fat cow. What the freak you talking about at the end of the day? You see this? You see this? You see this? Well, he didn't do that. He could have easily done that. He's built. He gave him advice. He said, nah, man, get rid of e-bike. Get rid of that. Get yourself a manual pedal bike. Allentown is perfect. And ain't nothing but hills up here. You get a workout 24/7. You look at the freaking, the mailman, they all got monster calves up here. All of them got monster calves. They got to walk them hills. So yeah, take advantage of them hills, walk out, so and so. I go to the gym. If you want, I can get you a membership over there. You know what I mean? You don't mind. Be cool, I'll help you out. That's what he said. The guy kind of rolled his eyes and took off because he was mad. He thought he was being embarrassed. Somebody just try to help you out. Talking about losing weight. And I just almost said, what's funny about that? I said, that guy, that weirdo, yeah. So that guy be riding around on a freaking e-bike with 3 wheels with a freaking antenna sticking out of the back of it. He reminded me of the bike from Super Bullet. That's what that bike reminded me of, Super Bullet. Remember the little flag coming out of the back of it? That's what it reminded me of. I said, yeah, that guy be talking about losing weight. He said, that's one of the postcards. He said, man, that guy's a joke. Come on, losing weight. You don't know what you're doing. And then he said, lie, went to the doctors and said, you got a good bill of health? What doctor did you go to and how much crack was he on? There's no way in the world. I can look at you right now and I can read half of that stuff. I'm not even a doctor. I guarantee you got high cholesterol. I definitely agree on that right there. I guarantee you got diabetes in there somewhere. You have to have diabetes in there somewhere. I mean, your stomach, gee whiz Louise, how? How in the world? What the freak are you putting in your system? I know your salt intake gotta be through the roof. Man, good gracious, man. And you're talking about, no, you don't need to be on no e-bike. What do you mean you need to be on an e-bike unless you can't walk? So you can't walk, you got problems, David Bank, you can't walk. I got three screw caps, three screws in my knee over here. And I do all this, I walk around from A to B. You know what's going to happen if you don't work that out? You're going to have arthritis, all different types of arthritis. You don't know what that make no more. You will be on one of those bikes. And you can walk around. You can literally walk around all over where he's at right now. So riding around, zipping back on an e-bike, and they're talking about this day. You don't see no weights, nothing. You ain't lifting nothing. Well, I hate to say it, but this make like a heart attack. It is what it is, man. I seen that. I had no idea because he didn't show his waist down. He only shows from his neck. I've only seen the videos from his neck where he has that Baltimore Ravens mask on. That's it. Man, I seen that. I was like, oh my goodness, this man's gonna die of a heart attack. I wasn't shocked by your image. I see people like that all the time when I go to the gym, when I go to the beach, all that. I see that all the time. But the fact that you're a troll at the end of the day, and you're going to send pictures like that of yourself, what sense was this? Supposed to give me, oh my goodness, no, that don't do anything. But that's cool, man. I look at that as a person who trains and works out 7 days a week. I look at that like, this man gonna die. You won't die, man. You're going to have a heart attack and die. I'm really shocked you're still alive. My bodybuilder friends seen that. They were like, when I posted on YouTube, they saw that. They were like, good gracious, he's still alive? Oh, he's technically still alive. He's got rides on it. He's like, yeah, I saw the videos of the e-bike. I said, that's so sad. They look at his bike like an egg carton. He's literally an egg man. Oh. Well, that's basically about it. You just got your nickname. Alright, egg man. It ain't to be rude at the end of the day. You are an egg. You were literally shaped like an egg. Sheesh. I gotta go peep. I did my workout in. Waste some time here. My meter's on. Alright, I'm gonna go pick this up, come back in. Well, actually, yeah, I still got the full workout. I can knock all this out. This and stuff. It just seems like a lot where I'm just bust all this stuff. I do this stuff all the time. I'm doing stuff all the time. I got time to lollygag on camera, come back in and knock it out. If I did, none of this stuff would ever be built. I'll be over here running the questions. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my walk in first. Oh, we got cool. Okay. I'm gonna do my workout in. Oh, just to hurt you for push-ups. One more push-up. More push-ups. I'll be back. Alright, you can't call him Eggman. That's wrong. That's wrong. Try to catch myself. I'm good. Sounds good. You can't call him that. That's wrong. Gotta come up with a name. If it's Mr. Williams, we call him Mr. Williams. Out of respect. That's how we do it. If a man respect me, I have to respect them. That's the way it's gotta be. Now for those people saying, hey, but you're talking about people, I show you what I can do. I have that ability. Anyone who fights in string has that ability to do so. They don't because they don't. That's all to it. I don't do it because I have rules. I got rules that I put things in God's hands, but I do have that capability to defend myself if I have to. That's why living over in Habit Town, if any of you guys had made that statement and came down, you wouldn't have been going back. If I use hand-to-hand combat, you have a higher chance of ending up on a machine because I actually go out of zone when I go out and fight. I'm in another world. But if I'm carrying my sidearm with me, which is non-lethals, I don't carry any more rounds anymore. I told you I had that thought when I was in the car, thinking that if I have to defend myself, even though I'm defending myself and I hit someone and they die, I'm responsible for them. I'm responsible for them not going to heaven. That's a life I could have saved. That's a person I could have saved to basically become a man of God. I don't carry them anymore. So I used to carry impact rounds, hollow points, not incendiary rounds, but I will be taking them with me over to Texas. I want to check them out. I never got a chance to use them. But other than that, I carry non-lethal rounds because I can't, one can get hurt. A lot of pain, but at least you're still alive at the end of the day, and I'll come down to the hospital and give you a Bible, and hopefully we can become friends after that. You try to rob me, I have to take you down, and at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I'm trying to help you through this. That's what explains my story, why we didn't use real rounds, why I didn't use real rounds. But anyway, other than that, yeah, I'm trained to fight, but at the end of the day, I don't go around and do this and do that. No, I'm not that type of person. I like to have more friends. I'd rather have more friends than enemies. If a person doesn't like me, I try to work out where we can become friends. If it doesn't work that way, and you still have that hostility toward me, then I keep my distance from you. That's what I do. I don't go and say, hey, I'm a trained fighter. Let's go take us out on the streets and beat the living crap out of you. I say that sometimes on camera saying, yeah, I take it, but I can't do that. I got rules I have to follow. Even though a part of me says, hey, I can easily take that person, I can't do it. I have rules. God's rules. I can't cross certain lines, so I don't cross them. That's why. Whoopsie. I have my Lord at the end of the day to take care of my battles. I don't get in those situations, and that's why I'm happy because my Lord protects me at the end of the day and doesn't allow me to go down that road. If I go down that road and I use what I'm known to use, you're going to be in the hospital. I'm not a person that's going to fight and play with you at the end of the day. I'm old, man, at the end of the day. I don't got time. I'm not a young man anymore. I got time to play them games. My job is to take you out as fast as I possibly can and bring you as much damage as I possibly can bring to you. I'm making sure you don't get back up. I don't have time for those kind of fights today. People dancing around circles and all that stuff. No, I'll read my area. I see exactly what I can use for my vantage point, and I take you out and move on. I'm too old for that mess. That's why I explain to people at the end of the day, you get into a ring with an old fighter, you're in a lot of trouble because those are the ones that don't play around. They're not going to play games with you at the end of the day. They're going to take you out quick and move on. Other than that, I'm just blessed that my Lord keeps all that away from me so I don't have to be that person. I told people the other day, oh, you think I'm not a big bad person. I'm none of these things. But I do know how to protect myself if it comes up. I know how to defend myself. That I do know. So, I'm not fearing you, I fear myself. Because the person I was a long time ago, I feared that person. That person was something that I hope I never become ever again. I'm happy that person's dead. I'm happy I never had to contend with that person. I'm glad they're out of my life forever. That's what I fear. I don't fear you, I fear what I used to be. That's what I fear. That's what scares me. Oh, you think I'm not the toughest person in the world? I'm not that person. I'm just a person. At the end of the day, I'm trained, and if I have to use it, pray. I hope I never do, never ever have to use it. I pray on that. But I'm just that person that minds his own business. You can scream and yell and curse at me or whatever. As long as you don't put your hands on me, you don't have an issue. I have to defend myself. Other than that, I don't care what you say out of your mouth. I really don't care. Call me coward, call me punk. These guys call me punks, cowards all the time. Yeah. But like I said, if we're face to face, how much of that talk would exist? None of it. Because you're behind a machine, that's why. I was in the house in Habit Town for 4 years. None of y'all come down to see me. Why is that? Because I know what what type of people you are. Now, mind you, where you're going at the end of the day, that's a different world at the end of the day. People will challenge you on there on a regular day, everyday basis. And that's where a lot of them are going. They're going to the prison system. And in the prison system, they're going to challenge you every day. So you go and do that YouTube nonsense over there and see how far it gets you. That's a place you're going to definitely have to find God. Because the devil will find you there easily. He'll send someone for you. It's the right one. It's the right one. Okay. Yep, he'll definitely send someone there for you. So you better find God quick. Oh, man. Taco Bear. Taco Bear. How much you got on that charge here? The charge is good. I have 2 pieces of candy, which we're not spending here. Candy charges me out. I'll take a 4 pieces. I never know what working. Oh, business card set. Huh. There's no business card on the card. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I think my Lord that I don't have to be that person ever again. There's a taco fair. Okay, I saw that. I saw something. Yeah, that's this right now. Yeah, I saw it. Thank you, Jesus. Allow me to see it. I ain't seen that person. I forgot that's when you touched a little bit. Probably a British support there. I kind of forgot this screen leans out a little bit there. Try to put some wedges in between there to hold it in. And then this one over here. That's locked in place. Man, if I had less, look at I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, that's a little off. It's leaning out a little bit. That whole thing that came in. Remember, it's not attached to the wall anyway. So that'll keep it in place, definitely. Alright, cool. Gotta put something there. Gotta put something there. Something to put a prayer in. I know exactly how to do it with a small box. Alright, people. I'm gonna go. Thank you for your time. This candy, I'm gonna be hyped up. It's more than what I need for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. I got work to do. We'll get back in. Let's talk. We're building. Gotta go. God bless.